Hello. Finally, another more innovative tool that requires yet more skill set to build out as well is PowerApps. PowerApps in our line of work, especially in the training and development world at Jet.com, has been a godsend in the sense of for someone like myself who you would like to spend more time working on legitimate apps, learning apps and stuff like that, to be able to create these programs on the fly and with ease uh, ultimately allows for more time to be spent elsewhere, but it can also be ideal training tool. So, um, kind of the rundown without having to go into anything too crazy is you have the ability to start from actual data and be able to modify or add to data. So surveys, assessments, which is where this initial idea started off of, or you can start from blank and build out later. So what I'm going to show is an example of what we have as an assessment, a training, another one as a training tool, and as just a help piece. So this program is called the Picking Hub. Um, the Picking Hub is a tool that is designed for an iPad. As you can see, kind of have the iPad outline. Fun little guy pushing orders real fast. So this picking tool that we've built, it's set up for individual locations. So each individual location is programmed, and I'll get to that here in a minute. But every location has our SOPs on it. So there's about 20 locations throughout the warehouse where if an associate had a question on a step, they could come to this. And it provides equitable access to the learning material. So we have two different picking processes, and associates are able to scroll through, can find each one of them. They're able to take a look at what the pick path is, so they're able to look at our building map. And then the reason that each one is programmed with an individual location, aside from just keeping track of them, is there's a help me feature. So by pressing the picking button and saying I need help, it sends a nice little notification to our picking adjusters, who then type in a password to trigger that they solved the issue. So that sends that location out via Slack channel to our picking adjusters, who essentially are out in the warehouse helpers, to help these associates out with their questions. So the adjuster types in a specific password, solves the issue, and that's time stamped for them, which allows us to then go back and look at that data later on. So this is quick and easy. If for anybody who's ever used like Wix, it's very much like the Wix builder. I'll show you one more app and then we can kind of look at this a little bit. It's very important to know how to connect the data and to have the appropriate data set up. So it requires a little, not just a little, a lot of knowledge with that aspect of it. So I'm going to scroll through and find one of our assessments. So this is lovely. This one is a really clean setup. It's our box build or BPRD assessment. iPad it once again. Begin. You can go through these and answer them much like the form.com. Very clean progress bar. Keeps track of it just like form does. We're going to answer our questions. And then I have to select my name. Like in form, I entered it in the beginning, but in this, I entered it in at the end. So let's just say like I'm Cameron Thomas. He's one of my associates actually. So Cameron got this one correct, this one wrong, 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 this one correct, and this one wrong. Well, Cameron can go back and change his answer. So we can see this, and then it's submitted. So Cameron's score gets submitted. On the SharePoint backend, it's auto-scored, and our trainers would be able to look it up on Clipfolio. Well, the advantage of form was that this would happen instantaneously, much like we saw earlier in the previous video. Now I'm going to take you through a little bit of the builder, so let's go ahead and create an app. It's going to have to sync up with my SharePoint, with my account, and I'm not on site, so it's giving me my nice little access code. So again, here's the builder. Works super well on the Web Studio. I have the ability to start with data, or I can just go ahead and start from blank, and we'll start from blank, and we'll add a phone layout. And it's pretty much kind of drag and drop. We'll first start off by selecting a theme. I like this lovely lavender theme, except for the color is bad. So for those of you that know, like any graphic design, and you know RGB color codes, you can get in here and edit the color code. Insert your form from your previous built SharePoint backend. You can add any kind of media. You can add camera, you can add video, you can add audio, barcode scanning, you can add galleries of images, of data, different controls to answer your questions. As you can see on my assessment, we use the radio boxes and the drop down date picker. On the picking hub, we just use a simple button, circular button with some text. We added a nice little help audio file to it. I'm not going to get too in-depth into this, but if you wanted to learn it, I would seek it out. PowerApps by Microsoft. If you have the Microsoft Office suite, you should be eligible for this. It's 100% free. It will be on whatever domain you have or whatever environment you have your Office set up on, and play around with it. It works well. It's super quick to deploy apps and share apps that are pretty intuitive and could apply to any number of things in the classroom. So check it out if you get a chance.